again, thank you all for being here. We present to you the Ponte Vedra, the Bolles School, the live wax museum. Thank you.
I really want to know.
Okay.
Tell me who are you? 'Cause I really want to know. I really want to know. Tell me who are you? 'Cause I really want to know. I really want to know.
We know who we are. Who are you? The future of Egypt depends on its relationship with Rome. I'm going as a duty for my country. Hi, I'm Cleopatra. At an early age, I knew several languages, including Egyptian and Latin. I had to, or else I couldn't be able to bargain or make friends with other countries. I didn't go to school, though. I had tutors, servants, and maids teach me. I grew up in my father's book. I became a queen and married my younger brother, who soon chased me out of Egypt because he thought only men could rule. I knew I would prove him wrong. I ruled Egypt with the help of a Roman leader and his troops. We protected and advised each other. That's how we kept our throne. My honor was not yet yielded, though conquered nearly. Without stones, there is no arch. Hi, I am Marco Polo, and I was born in Venice, Italy in 1254. I am a brave man. I am a merchant. I traveled the world. I was attacked by bandits in Persia. I went to jail since I was captured in a sea battle. I went to Asia and I traveled to China. I never told half what I saw. I once said, art is never finished, only abandoned. I'm most famous for painting the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. I grew up in Italy. Buongiorno. My name is Leonardo da Vinci. I'm also a scientist, an inventor, and a sculptor. When I was 2 years old, my father did not think I would be successful, so he left me with my mother. When I turned 5, my mother could not take care of me, so she left me with my grandparents. I lived all my life there. My only friend was a little boy named Francesco. I thought the human body was the most perfect machine. I dissected more than 30 bodies to learn how the human body worked. Drawings I made of the human body are amazing. After studying the human body, I thought I could make a mechanical man. So in 1495, I made the first robot. I studied birds at best, trying to figure out how they flew. I worked for the Duke of Milan. He asked me to make a statue of a horse in his father's honor. I spent 10 years on making the statue. It's 24 feet tall. Soon after, the French destroyed it. Even though my art was up, I had a pretty tough life. I'm most famous for my paintings, but I'm also an inventor and a scientist too. I know I have the body of but a weak and feeble woman, but I have the heart and stomach of a king of England too. I'm best known by my beloved people as Good Queen Bess. I am Queen Elizabeth I. I went to jail because Queen Mary thought I was plotting to be queen. King Philip wanted to be ruler of England. He got so mad he went to war with me. My men did not want me to go to war, but I did, and I won the war. I'm best known by my people as a brave, compassionate, and beloved woman. He who places me in the seat will keep me here. Most people know me as the peacemaker. I was in a Paladin tribe. My name is Pocahontas. I was a favorite in my tribe, so I got many freedoms, like hunting with the village boys. I also helped translate between my tribe, the Paladins, and the English settlers. I was very brave because I see an English settler's wife named John Smith. I put my back against John Smith and I said stop, and I risked my life for his. I made peace between the Englishmen and Jamestown because I traveled a very long distance and gave them lots of food. My present for all that food was peace between me and the Englishmen. I got kidnapped by the Englishmen in Jamestown. They would not give me back until my tribe gives them some food. They sent Paladin a letter, but Paladin never responded. I was very worried. Was I ever going home? I was in Jamestown for a while. I learned how to dress like an English woman, and I also helped them to teach how to grow food. I got married at the age of 19. I got married to John Wolfe. I was in an English wedding dress, so me and John Wolfe got married. Apparently, I got sick. I was in bed most of the time, so John Wolfe called the doctor. The best thing that we could do was go home, so we did. I did not make it back alive from England. I am known as a compassionate peacekeeper of my people. I believe a rock, a tree, a creature has life, has a spirit, and has a name.
Good day. I am known as the father of this country. My face is on money in Mount Rushmore. I was the first president of the United States of America. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am George Washington. Growing up, my mom taught me most of the things I ever knew. All I am, I owe to my mother. My brother inspired me to be a redcoat, but King George III raised taxes, so I decided to be a bluecoat. I was a general in war. I never accepted defeat. I only accepted victory and retreat. My men were poor, but they were great fighters. They mostly died from sicknesses and froze to death. When I was young, I had trouble with my teeth. By the time I was president, I only had one real tooth. You know the story of me chopping down a cherry tree? That story is fake. It shows my honesty. Fellow Americans, I am leaving you with this. When we assumed the soldier, we did not lay aside the citizen.
If you want me to make the flag, I will, Mr. George Washington. Hi, I'm Betsy Ross. I made the flag so America could be its own country, and because there was a war too. Now America is its own country. Well, if it will take me a whole year, I still won't give up. Shh! See any bears? I am hunting. I am known as King of the Wild Frontier. My name is David Crockett. I fought Mexicans, Indians, and bears. I am thought of as a brave hero and a great storyteller. I had a difficult childhood that made me brave and strong. One day the schoolmaster called my dad because I was being bad. My dad got so mad he was going to whack me with hickory wood. I ran away and wandered in the woods for almost 3 years. There was even a time that my father sold me to a man to pay off his debt. I overcame tough times I faced when I was young to become a soldier, congressman, and a folk hero of the wild American frontier. I made a remarkable impact on our country and people. People call me Bird Woman. I am a Shoshine Indian. Did you know there are mountains named after me in 3 states? I am on a USA golden dollar coin. I am Sacagawea. I was born in a tribe, but when I was 11, that all changed. My tribe was attacked by the Minitree Indians. I was captured as prisoner and traded to a Canadian man to be his wife. Lewis and Clark came to the Rocky Mountains. They needed horses to go over the mountains. They knew the Shoshone Indians had good horses. My husband went down there. He said, my wife is a Shoshone Indian. She could help. So I went on a big journey to find my tribe. We looked everywhere, and then we found my tribe. I told the chief, my brother, that we needed horses to go over the mountains, the Rocky Mountains. I could have stayed with my tribe, but I decided to go on a big journey. I collected berries and other things to eat. They were afraid, Lewis and Clark were afraid without me. They could not translate to the other Indians. It was a long distance. We traveled a long distance and for very rough conditions. Lewis and Clark made maps of all these places. This journey was an important part of history. My name is Sacagawea. I was remembered as a brave, adventurous, compassionate Shoshone Indian that helped Lewis and Clark on their historical journey.
In the long history of humankind and animal kind, those who have learned to collaborate effectively have prevailed. Hi, I'm Charles Darwin. I was born on February 12, 1809 in Shrewsbury, England. I went collecting plants and animals. I went on a 5-year voyage on the HMS Eagle that changed my life forever. When I arrived home, I declared that I wanted to be a scientist and sorted out my collections. I then chatted with people who worked with animals to understand that all creatures struggle to survive. This force is called natural selection. I published 2 books, The Origins of Species by Means of Natural Selection and The Descent of Man. Skill and error is as good as a service as the establishing of a new truth or fact. My life has been nothing but failure. Hi, my name is Claude Monet. I was born on November 14, 1840 in Paris, but my family moved to the port city of El Harbor. Even as a kid, I made some extra money drawing pictures of people. I never listened to any of my art teachers. I always painted outside. As I grew up, I sent 3 of my paintings to the salon. 2 of them were accepted, 1 of them was turned down. When I moved into the Gervny house, I was very happy. That was where I painted my first water lily and started painting impressionism. Perhaps I have become a painter to flowers. Give them power. That's the best kind of advertising in the world. Hello, I'm Milton Hershey. I was very hard working since I was young. I left school when I was only in 4th grade. I started Lancaster Column Company in 1886. I made the first ever Hershey chocolate bar in 1900. I made the city Hershey, Pennsylvania in 1903. I also made the Hershey Park. After my wife died, I gave lots of money to the orphan school in Hershey, Pennsylvania. I'll spend everything on chocolate.
Yeehaw! Howdy there, partners. I'm a world's famous sharpshooter ledge. My name is Annie Oakley. Many women stayed at their house while I traveled the world performing for crowds. I changed the image of American woman's life forever. I killed a turkey when I was only 8 to save my family's life from hunger. I took down the rifle that my dad used when he went hunting and saw a squirrel and shot it. I said to myself, that was just practice, and saw some turkeys together and shot them all. After I killed my turkeys, I took lessons and got better and better till I joined the Buffalo Bill's Wild West Circus. Even though Bill, the circus owner, put me on the bottom of the paper, I still got famous. My husband, Frank Butler, would throw up glass balls, and I would shoot them. He would throw up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and even 7. I was an entertainer that loved to perform to my audience. So before I leave, remember me as aim at a high mark and you'll hit it. Not the first time, nor the second, maybe not the third, but keep on aiming and you'll hit it. think one's feelings waste themselves in words. They ought to be distilled into actions which bring results. Hello, I am Florence Nightingale. I got a nursing job in London for sick women and worked at a ragged school. In 1854, I went to Turkey to help the soldiers. I got food, fresh water, and beds for them. I wrote a book about nursing that is called Notes on Nursing, how very little can be done under the spirit of fear.
Difficulties are just things to overcome after all. Hello, my name is Sir Ernest Shackleton, a famous Antarctic explorer and adventurer. I was born in Ireland in 1874. I went on my first expedition at 16 years old. I love to explore and sail the world. I went to the South Pole 3 times. The last one is what made me famous. Our ship hit ice and we were stranded fighting cold, hunger, ice, and wind for 6 months. I proved that I was a great leader and brought all 27 men back. For that achievement, I was knighted by King Edward VII. Now my eyes are turned from the south to the north, and I want to lead one more expedition. Ladies and gentlemen, I shall clap my hands 3 times. Watch closely on the 3rd clap. I am Harry Houdini. I ran away from home to raise money for my parents and family because they were very poor. My real name was Eric Weiss. I got the name Harry Houdini from another magician. I started doing magic when I was only 18. Then I got married to my wife, Bessie, in 1894. She helped me with my greatest escapes. Then I did my hardest escape, the miracle. They were very hard, but I eventually escaped them. Then I wanted to fly in an airplane. I wanted to become the first person to fly to Australia. So I did. I did become the first person to fly to Australia. But no performer should attempt to bite off red-hot iron unless he has a good set of teeth. Did you know that E equals mc squared means energy equals mass times the speed of light squared? Guten Morgen, my name is Albert Einstein. It's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stayed with problems longer. Did you know that I got kicked out of school? They said that I asked too many questions. Later in life, I became a professor. I never brushed my hair, and I wore the same gray suit every day so I wouldn't waste brain cells. Can you believe that Adolf Hitler declared me a spy so he put a death warrant for me? Sorry, but I have to catch a solar eclipse to prove my theory of light. I believe that if you can't explain something to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. I paint objects as I think them, not as I see them. Hi, I'm Pablo Picasso. I was born on October 25th, 1881. I am hardworking, calm, peaceful, and respectful. I paint and sculpt all sorts of things, like these flowers. My most famous painting is the Dove of Peace. I started modern art. I would like to be remembered as a great artist. I have less and less time, and yet I have more to say.
Democracy can't succeed unless those who express their choice are prepared to choose. Hi, I'm Franklin D. Roosevelt. I was born on January 30th, 1882. In 1910, I ran for the New York State Senate, and I won. In 1912, I contracted a disease called polio. In 1913, I became Assistant Secretary of the Navy. In 1932, I was elected as the 23rd President of the United States. In politics, nothing happens by accident. If it happens, you can bet it was planned that way.
I believe with the new day comes new strength and new thoughts. My name is Eleanor Roosevelt. I said this while I was the First Lady. I was the longest First Lady in the White House. My childhood was very rough. I loved my father dearly. My mother was very cold and distant from me. They both died before I was 11 years old, which made me feel like I had to be mature and independent. I got my education at Elmwood School in England. I was in the top of my class.
I married Franklin D. Roosevelt when I was 18 years old. We had 6 children. One of them died as a baby. Franklin got polio when he was 39. I convinced him to stay in politics, and he did. And he became governor of New York, which made me First Lady of New York. 4 years later, I became First Lady of the entire USA. I worked for people who didn't have human rights, such as women and African Americans. I did newspaper columns and wrote speeches on their behalf. 2 major events happened when I was First Lady. The Great Depression and an attack on Pearl Harbor. Franklin D. Roosevelt died in office. So now, me and Harry S. Truman work together for the United Nations. People saw me as the most influential First Ladies ever. I died on November 7th, 1962, at 78 years old. Harry S. Truman called me the First Lady of the world because of my human rights achievements.
All I wanted to do was give the ball a ride out of the ballpark. I'm Babe Ruth. My real name is George Herman Ruth. I was born on February 6, 1895 in Baltimore, Maryland. My father took me to a school called St. Mary's Industrial School for Boys. At school, I learned to play baseball. I played with 12-year-olds when I was 8. I played baseball when I grew up. I played for 5 teams, the Orioles, the Red Sox, the Braves, the Yankees, and the Braves. One season I hit 60 home runs, and another season I hit 59 home runs, and another season I only hit 54 home runs. For my most famous home run, I pointed toward the flagpole and hit the ball where I pointed. I hit 714 home runs in my career. I am in the Baseball Hall of Fame. I'm going to drill the next ball you throw into the bleachers, and you can't stop me.
I watch the birds flying all day long. I want to fly too. Hi, I'm Amelia Earhart. I was born in 1897, Austin, Kansas. On August 25th, I finished 3rd in the women's air. That same year, I started a new airline. I set 3 new records for speed. Then, in 1932, I became the first woman to fly, to become the first. I became the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean. I also became the first person to fly from California to Hawaii. In 1937, I tried to fly around the world on the equator. Unfortunately, I didn't make it. Women like men should try to do the impossible. And when they fail, their failure should be a challenge to others.
The best way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. I am Walt Disney. I'm a very kind man, but very strict. Owen and I discovered animation for what led to all my great movies like Oswald. Unfortunately, Disney Brothers Studios got taken over. So did Oswald. I had to think of something great. I chose a little mouse. His name was Mortimer. At first, Mickey's name was Mortimer, but my wife did not like the name, so she suggested Mickey. And that mouse really made me wealthy. If you can dream it, you can do it.
Today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive that is newer than you. You may have read some of my works, Nietzsche's The 500 Hacks of Bartholomew Cubbage, or maybe The Cat in the Hat. My name is Theodore Gazelle, but you know me as Dr. Seuss. I was a horrible student. I was voted least likely to succeed. And my first book was Anti-Things that I saw on Mulberry Street. I got the idea to write it on a boat, which led me into Horse in the Who, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and The Cat in the Hat. Before I wrote books, I wrote advertisements. In my free time, I could only read, write, and draw. Many people know me for my books, crazy words and characters, and fun rhymes. The more you read, the more you'll know, the more you'll learn, the more places you'll go.
I never paint dreams or nightmares. I create my own reality. I put my pain into my pictures. Hola, I'm Rita Cabo. When I was 6 years old, I got polio for 9 months. All the time I was in bed, I often was lonely. So I started to teach myself how to paint. But when I was ready to get out of bed, because of polio, my right leg was paralyzed. I had to have a peg leg. One day when I was 18, riding the bus home, the bus crashed into a car. A handrest went through my body and broke my spine. From that day on, I changed, and I started to paint. Then I became an artist. As an artist, I painted myself in pain, Mexico, and nature. Somebody wanted me to become a teacher of Mexican art and culture at their schools, so I did. After a little while, I got a prize. Even though I went through some hard times, I still survived it. You still may see my paintings in museums all across the world. I hope the end is joyful, and I hope never to return. Adios.
The sea, once it casts its spell, holds one in its net of wonder forever. I truly believe this. People call me manfish. Je m'appelle Jacques Cousteau. I got sick when I was 10. The doctor told me to swim to build up my strength. That is when I started to wonder what was under the surface of the ocean. Later, I invented this aqua lung. It is helpful for divers. It allows divers to go to the depths of the sea. Like other scuba gear, it is attached to a boat. The aqua lung allows them to be free. I invented the sea fleet. It is helpful for divers to go in it. It allows divers to go to the depths of the sea. Most people remember me as an ocean explorer. I will leave you with this. Man is bolted to the earth that he has only to sink beneath the surface and he is free.
Life is not a spectator sport if you're going to spend your whole life in the grandstand watching what goes on. My opinion is you're wasting your life. I'm Jackie Robinson. I learned how to respect my mom at an early age because my mom raised me without a dad. I went to play basketball at UCLA. One coach called me the best basketball player in the United States. I played semi-pro football in Honolulu, Hawaii. I got drafted to the U.S. Army. I went to play baseball for the Brooklyn Dodgers. The Brooklyn Dodgers won the World Series while I played baseball with them. I was the first African-American baseball player to go to the Hall of Fame. The way I figured I was even with baseball, and baseball was even with me. The game had done much for me, and I had done much for it.
A prima ballerina is the star of the show, the very best dancer on the stage. My name is Maria Tachi, and I was the first Native American prima ballerina. When I was little, I always wanted my ballet to be good at it. I practiced every day and started to take ballet lessons. Then somebody noticed me and said, "You are a good dancer," and he put me in the Nutcracker. I played as one of the Sugarloaf fairies. My next big role was the Firebird. This was the most important role I ever got. I had to even perform it in front of the King and Queen of Switzerland. When it was time to perform, I was a bit nervous, but at the end, everything turned out perfect. I believed in my dreams, and that is how I became the first Native American prima ballerina.
Is the Nazi hero ready? There's somebody named Adolf Hitler who is tracking down all the Jewish. So me and my family are in hiding. By the way, I'm Anne Frank. I have a diary. Her name is Kitty. I write in her every day in case she's the only friend I have, and if we are her, we will be caught by the Nazi. I was 4 years old when we had a good life, good food, and good clothes. Plus, my own sandbox. Then Hitler just started making new rules. We moved to the Netherlands. We were safe for a little while. Then Hitler took over the Netherlands too. Bombs shook the Netherlands like an earthquake. 2 days later, the airport was on fire. We couldn't see movies. We couldn't sit on a bench. So unfair. Plus, no public hotels or museums. The Jewish were sad. They banned the Jewish from school to attend Jewish school. They knew the Jewish from the non-Jewish because of the Star of David sewn onto their clothes. It had the word Jude in the middle, which is German for Jewish. Now they were tracking the Jewish down. Now they knew the Jewish. We didn't want to move. We didn't want to start our life all over, so we didn't move. We went into hiding. We prepared a place called the Secret Annex. After my birthday, we moved to the Secret Annex. My father gave me a diary for my birthday. My favorite birthday gift was Kitty. We spent 2 years in the Secret Annex, quiet, silent, and scared. Then we were caught by the Nazi. After I died, my father found my diary, and Kitty was published to be a best-selling book of the world. Even though there were bad people in those times, I still believed people were really good at the heart.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. I was in space mission Apollo 11. During this mission, I made history. I was the first person to set foot on the moon. My name is Neil Armstrong. I love flying, so I went to flight school. I trained hard. After a lot of hard work, I earned my pilot's license. Did you know when I earned my pilot's license, it was on my 16th birthday? I went into the Korean War. My job was to bomb enemy railroads and bridges and also scout where enemy planes would land later on. After a lot of training, I became an astronaut. With a team of 2 other astronauts, we were successful enough to go to the moon. In 1969, we were ready to go to the moon. 3, 2, 1, blast off. Apollo 11 was on its way to the moon. Finally, we landed on the moon. When we stepped out, it was an amazing sight. That's how I, Neil Armstrong, made history. My adventure to the moon will be remembered by all.
I feel proud when a kid asks for my autograph. I believe we owe something to the people who watch us. Hi, I am Roberto Clemente. I was born in 1936. I started playing baseball when I was 5 and got really good and accomplished a lot of goals. When I was 21, I started the major leagues and I got really good at it. I made a foundation called the Clemente Foundation for Homeless People. I had 3,000 hits and it was amazing for me. I am in the Baseball Hall of Fame. If you have a chance to accomplish something that will make things better for people coming behind you, and you don't do that, you are wasting your time on this earth.
People made fun of my music. They called it hillbilly music. This had me all shook up, and I wanted to check into the Hall Lake Hotel. I never expected to be anybody important. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I was Busty. In 7th grade, I started to bring my guitar to school every day, except when it was raining. Some kids made fun of me and my music. I said to them, don't be cool. Some records knew that I had something special. They recorded That's All Right Mama. More than 100 people called the radio station to play the song again. My first movie is called Love Me Tender. People didn't like the movie, but I did. I got to go in 40 movies between 13 years. Even though I had a rough go, people grew to love my music and my charming personality. Rock and roll music, if you like it, if you feel it, you can't help but move on. That's what happens to me. I can't help it. Thank you. Thank you very much.